Sounds good. Welcome to the CHA Extracurricular Podcast. My name is Brady, and I'm excited to have Pastor Mignani in the studio with us. Pastor Mignani, welcome. Today we will be talking about his role as a pastor and teacher. So kind of the first question we kind of ask everybody is, what brought you to CHA, and how did you end up getting involved here?
I came to CHA 6 years ago. They were in need of a Bible teacher, and this was right in the middle of August. And I came in and had an interview, and after the interview, I was given 4 textbooks on the classes I would be teaching.
Wow.
And I had 4 classes my first year, and I've been here off and on since then.
Very nice.
Well, I know we're glad that you're here, and glad that didn't scare you away when you walked out of here with 4 textbooks. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It was.
Well, how about as a pastor, how long have you been in that role?
I've been a pastor for 18 years.
Oh, wow.
18 years.
I answered the call to preach not too long after we moved up here from Richmond.
Well, tell us a little bit about that. Do you mind sharing what that call was like? I imagine that's a different story for all pastors, but what was your experience?
Well, it's an interesting story. I had felt the call to preach for a long time, and really just was making excuses not to answer it. And we were in a service, and it's interesting because the church I went to pastor, the music group from that church was actually at the revival service playing music when I answered the call to preach. And I didn't hear a voice, but I just kind of heard the Holy Spirit nudging my heart saying, this is going to be the last time I'm going to ask you if you will surrender and preach. And at the end of the service, at the altar call, I went up there and talked to my preacher and kind of explained to him what I've just been saying here. And we prayed, and he kind of helped me along in getting licensed and getting ordained. So that was the process, how I came to be a pastor.
You said it was a music group was there. Was there a particular song or anything like that kind of stands out through that period, or at that service in particular? Or
not in particular. I guess I could have filled in a few more of the spaces. It was the group called Ferrum 4.
Okay.
And with Mrs. Spence's husband Kenny and Bob Johnson, who's Mrs. Spence's dad. But what was interesting about that is they had just lost their pastor.
Yeah.
Their pastor had gone to another church, and not long after that, my pastor let them know that I was learning how to preach and things like that, and they began asking me to come over just to fill in.
Gotcha.
And then that kind of progressed, and they asked me to be the interim. And after that, for six months, they asked me to be the full-time pastor.
Yeah.
And that's been the only church I've been at. I've only pastored one church in 18 years.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Very cool.
What is the best thing about ministry that maybe something you enjoy throughout your years?
my favorite thing about the ministry is just being involved with people, being involved in missions. The pastor led me to the Lord in Richmond was very missions minded, and he just drilled it into me, the importance of missions, and I've come to love it. If it's foreign missions or local missions, we're just very active in our church in missions, and that's my favorite thing.
That's good.
In pastoring.
Well, feel free to use this as a chance to tell folks a little bit more about some of the things that you do at Prillaman in terms of missions, not you, but your church.
Okay.
So I know there are several things that already come to mind. I think about, is it shoes? There's a shoe kind of...
There's a shoe ministry, yes,
yeah.
sir.
Well, why don't you share a little bit about that, and if there are others that you'd like to bring up and share so that folks can hear about it, that'd be great too.
Okay, we have a ministry called Sold Out Ministry where it helps kids go back to school each year. I think we've been doing it now for about 10 years. We were involved with another group in Martinsville, but we branched off and have gotten some other churches involved in the area. And basically what it is we help kids come back to school. We give them a backpack full of school supplies. What's interesting about this, though, is we have a chairs set up where we actually take the old shoes and the old socks off of the students and we wash their feet. And in the process, we just talk with them, ask questions, kind of minister to them, ask them if they have any needs. Then we put the new socks and the new shoes on them, and then we finish up with prayer.
Yeah.
And as they leave, we make sure that they get a hot meal
Yeah.
to take with them. And it's starting to grow. We're at about 3 churches. I think we're getting another couple churches going to come on board this year as we continue that ministry. We have a women's group as well who kind of put together different mission projects. For a couple times now, we've helped the prenatal center in Rocky Mount. She actually comes and gives us baby bottles, and we take home baby bottles and fill them up with change, and we bring them back, and that's kind of a way that we can help in the community.
Yeah.
We support. We have a missionary in Japan by the name of Brian Broadus. I'm not sure if you know him. He goes
I
to
don't think so.
Franklin Heights.
Yeah.
We help him, and that's the way we can help in foreign missions.
Very cool.
And then we have different things. We help with trunk or treat. We get with other churches in trunk or treat.
Yeah.
And that. So those are the main ministries that we do during the year.
I love hearing that you have a heart for missions and that your church congregation has that heart as well. That's so awesome. How about, that's you guys are kind of in a unique place that allows you locally to have that effect. But even then, there's probably challenges locally. But also, I don't know how many folks think about a church like Prillaman having missionaries in Japan as well. So do you want to speak a little bit more to that about your congregation's heart and how maybe location plays a part in that, or anything of that nature?
I think we just have a unique group of people who just want to help others.
Yeah.
That they take the call that Jesus gives us to go literally.
Yeah.
And this may sound strange coming from a pastor, but it's not always Bible and Scripture. Someone told me one time, people got to know you care before they'll ever listen to you.
Yeah.
And I think there's a lot of truth to that, because anyone can go out and give you something, but if you try to get involved in their lives, it makes a difference.
Yeah.
First of all, it makes you feel better, but the other people I think are benefited in a better way. That we just have several people who just come up with different ideas, and I said, yeah. And, well, I learned a lesson a long time ago. They say, well, I think we need to do this. And I said, well, that's a great idea. Why don't you take over that and do it? And
that's
sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But sometimes they've actually come back to me and said, well, thank you for challenging me to spearhead that missions.
Right.
And so I just love our group, how they want to reach out in any way they can.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And you can be used anywhere, right? It doesn't
Absolutely.
matter. And relationship makes the biggest difference. I imagine you all have folks that come back for shoes in the next year, school supplies and things like that. So you probably get to know some folks that way and welcome them back and get to continue conversation. So that's really good.
Yes, absolutely.
And I'm pretty sure they do haircuts as well.
That's right. Thank you, Brady. We do give haircuts, free haircut to those.
Yeah.
Got to be a lot of the adults wanted a haircut, and that was kind of stretching our time, so we've kind of had to bring that out that it's really for the kids and not the grown-ups. But if they have time, they will give a grown-up a haircut as well.
Yeah. Well, this might sound kind of silly too, but you get somebody a haircut, you got them in a chair for a little while.
That's exactly right.
That's right.
Exactly right.
That's right.
Well, that's good. That's good. I know we want to kind of get to really how your ministry collides, if you will, as you are a teacher here at CHA too.
Yes.
Okay.
And you still have that role of pastor, but you're teacher. And, tell us a little bit about what it's like bringing those things together in the classroom. And then I know you teach history class too, but I think there might even be some crossover there that we could talk about. I'd just be curious to hear how you think your pastoral skills and your teaching kind of work together?
Okay. I'd like to develop this a little bit if I can. Kathy, actually, we have several here, teachers, administrators, and students that come here from our church. Kathy Spence, Coach Williams, Ruthie Williams, Percy over in elementary, and even Rob Johnson is on the board. But Kathy's mom and dad, Bob and Nancy Johnson, were instrumental in starting and supporting this church. I think Mrs. Spence was a charter student, and she started there. And there's always been a heart at the church for CHA and supporting CHA. We actually, and I like to, if I can, bragging on the church for a minute, we actually underwrite the tuition for the students that go to our church. We have a set budget, and it just depends on how many students in any given year. It's divided by that number. And so sometimes it's big, sometimes it's a little bit smaller, but the unique thing about that is everyone was for it when we brought it up to implement in that, and I just have loved how our church has supported. Actually, we've had Jaw Ignite come, and I think we're in the process of getting that scheduled again, and we just like to support the school any way I can. But I just like, I see the students not so much as students, but as people, and I guess that's the pastor in me. And students can get you sometimes, and you got to remember that. But I try not just to be a teacher, but to help them pastor and to pastor them and help them if I see struggles that may be going on, be it individually or even as a class.
Yeah.
And just I've seen that, and I try to bring the worldview into my classes, Bible and history, because I think that helps us understand the world better.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm going to put Brady on the spot here a little bit. Have you had Pastor Mike for class before?
I had him, what was it, 9th grade?
8th grade.
8th grade Bible.
Yeah, 8th grade
Well, how
Bible.
about, I know it's been a minute, but can you speak a little bit to what it's like having Pastor Mike as a teacher, and just even after being out of his class for a few years, just speak to students and how they perceive Pastor Mike, that sort of thing?
Yeah. I mean, it's always a joy, whether it's being in class with him or just seeing him in the hallway. It's always a joy seeing him. Always love to catch up. I thoroughly enjoyed his Bible class. It was always fun. We had really good discussions.
Yeah.
Sometimes it took up, half an hour of class. Sometimes it took up, the whole hour, however long we had. But it was a lot of good questions were brought up. Maybe it was based on what we were learning, or maybe kind of off topic. But it was still related to Bible.
Yeah. And some mentoring going
Right,
on there.
right.
Those questions.
But I enjoyed it. Look forward to hopefully having him again, in the 1 year that I'll be here.
We'll see what we can do about that, Brady. We'll see.
But I thoroughly enjoyed his class, and I think I lost what I was gonna say.
No, that's all right. It'll come back.
But I did enjoy
Thank you.
your class.
Enjoyed being you being there.
Well, how about history? I know in 6th grade they do a little bit of, the Bible is kind of foundational in that curriculum they use for the 6th grade history book. What's it been like kind of bringing together your pastor's role, the mentorship, and then some of that history stuff too? What's been your experience so far? This is your first year doing that one,
First
right?
year doing history, and it's been a challenge learning.
It's also with 6th grade. Did I say
with
that
sixth
yet?
grade, with 6th grade, not so much the students. The challenge it's learning to teach history.
Yeah.
And it took me about 8 weeks to find out what they like to do to learn.
Yeah.
And I've learned that they like projects, and they can. We just finished up a project on the tabernacle.
Yeah.
I've divided the group into 6 6 different groups, and we each took a piece of furnishing from the tabernacle, and some made they just jumped right into it.
Right.
I said, well, I'm going to have to keep this in mind. Not to say it makes it easier, but it makes it more engaging.
Yeah.
And they learn, and then they present. And the first time I said, there's no way they're going to stand. They just jumped right up and presented, loved presenting.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of being a pastor is making that link between people and how to best communicate what you want to communicate with them.
Well, what do you think? You think on Sunday maybe you'll ask your congregation if they want to mock up some of the parts of the tabernacle during your sermon?
I don't know about that, but
some other skills, right? Some different things that have to be used, different tools for different roles. So I appreciate you bringing both of those things together, though, and continuing to learn and grow through a new course, right? And figure out in a new group of students, all students learn a little bit differently. So it's important to work through that too.
That's exactly right.
Well, Pastor Mike, I know we're blessed here at CHA to have you as part of our community and as a teacher here. And like you said, I'm excited for Ignite to go out to your church, and we look forward to supporting you in any ways that we can, and your congregation in any ways you can, or that we can. So keep us in mind, and we look forward to that. Do you have any parting thoughts or anything?
No, I just always feel like I'm the one being blessed by being here. I love it here. I just love being here, and all the people, students, faculty, administrators, everybody.
We appreciate it, and I should share, folks, I did ambush Pastor Mike this morning. I said, what do you think about being on a podcast? And he was ready to go. So we appreciate that spirit that you bring here.
Sure.
We can feel God's spirit in you too. So thank you for bringing that into this place as well. Brady, you want to sign us off?
Sure. Thank you, Pastor Mignani, for coming and talking with us today. We look forward to maybe having you on the podcast again in the future. Don't forget that you can find this podcast on YouTube. And with that, we are going to sign off. So we'll see you guys on the next one.